Hey everyone, it's another Tuesday with Adam. Wasn't yesterday Tuesday? And the day before? This week's topic is trans allies, and how trans allies get it wrong sometimes. A lot of people who I came out to, it's their first experience with someone who is trans, and so they're a little unsure as to how to approach it and what questions are okay to ask. So the first piece of advice I would give for allies who want to be helpful allies is to call us by the name and the pronouns that we prefer. That's the easiest thing to do, and it's in some ways the most helpful thing you can do as an ally. This isn't necessarily the case for me, but for a lot of people, hearing their birth names is very emotionally distressing. There could be a lot of trauma associated with that, and it just makes for a bad time. And even for me now, it feels really strange being called by my birth name, just because I'm so much more in line with myself now, and I don't think of myself in that way anymore, so it throws me off emotionally a little bit. So yes, chosen names and pronouns, very important. The next thing allies can do to be helpful is to not ask us about the surgery. The surgery. As if there's this one all-encompassing surgery that will completely transform me physically into a man. It doesn't exist. There is no the surgery. There are surgeries that trans people can elect to or elect not to have, depending on how their physical transition manifests. But there is no definitive surgery. It's not how it works. So when people ask me if I'm going to have surgery or if I've started the hormones, I try to be kind and polite about it, because I know that they're probably just curious and they don't know how it works and they want to know how it works. But part of me just wants to say, go Google it. It's that easy. You could go Google it and it wouldn't make me uncomfortable, and you can learn about it. You can learn about all the surgeries. They want to know what surgeries I'm going to have. They want to know if I'm on hormones. If I choose to tell you about my plans for surgery and about my plans for hormones, then that's me choosing to tell you. It's a whole nother thing if you just straight up ask me. It's personal. You know, it's very personal. And you wouldn't ask a cis person that. So why are you asking me? Another thing. Don't out me to people unless I explicitly give you permission to. Like when I came out at school to my professors, I sent them all an email, and I put it in there explicitly. If a student comes up and asks you why I've changed my name and why I'm going by male pronouns, you have my permission to tell them that I identify as transgender and that this is my preferred name and my preferred pronouns. So I made it a point to say, you can do this. But normally, no, I don't want to be outed to everyone. I don't want to be that trans guy to everyone I meet. I'm happy to be a visible trans person in some contexts. My everyday dealings, I don't want to always be identified, as that trans person. I just want to be Adam, you know? I just want to be me. That's all I've ever wanted. The biggest thing, the biggest thing, in my opinion, that allies can do is be open to our suggestions. Be open to us giving you advice on how to be a better ally. That's where Piers Morgan got it wrong in his interview with Janet Mock. She was telling him that what he had said made her uncomfortable. And she said, these are some ways that you could have said it that would have been fine. And he got all defensive. Let go of whatever ego you have when it comes to this, and be open to the fact that you may have unintentionally offended a trans person. You need to be able to say, I messed up, I'm sorry, how can I do better? And then listen to what we have to say, and then do your best to implement it into your future interactions. That's the biggest thing allies can do, and it's the thing that people have the most trouble with. We don't realize sometimes that our helpfulness can be misguided. And then when we're told that it's misguided, we get defensive. And we don't listen. And that's the biggest mistake that an ally can make, is to get defensive and to take it personally. You know, if you mess up on my name or my pronouns, I'm going to correct you. But I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm not going to hold a grudge. If you say sorry and you move on, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say thank you for apologizing, and I'm going to move on. That's all I'm interested in doing, you know? I don't want to dwell on it. That's my advice on how to be an ally. I hope that it's helpful advice. Okay, so I need to go feed these dogs, but I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being allies, and know that we appreciate you and we love you for doing that, and we just want to help you to become better allies, because we all need allies, and the trans community especially benefits from allies who do it correctly. We just want to help people learn the best way to be helpful, and I hope that this video has contributed in some small way to that. So, this is Adam signing off. I will see you again next week. Bye!
Hey guys, this is Zara for Trans Youth. So this week's topic is basically trans allies, or not so much allies. And what I mean by that is